Number 8, paper 41, May, June 2020. So we have here, sketch the graph of y equals sine x, where x greater than or equal to 0 degrees and x is less than or equal to 360 degrees. The numerical coefficient of our function will be the amplitude. In this case, we have 1. So this 1 and -1, these two are the amplitude. From 0, it's 1. From 0 down, it's 1. Now, we don't have the phase shift or the vertical shift here. So, for the phase shift, we have 360 degrees. We divide it into 4. Put here first the 180 degrees, then divide it again into 2. So, this one is 90, and this one is 270 degrees. And then put a horizontal line here, a very light horizontal line here for your guide. Now, for sine, sine starts on the 0 here. If that is cosine, it will start on the 1 here or here. If that is positive, then we go up first. If that one is negative sine x, then we start here and then we go down. If that is cosine x positive, we start here. If that is negative cosine, we start here. And then, like that. So, when it is sine, it will pass through the center or the middle of 360 and 0. Here, it will pass here, the wave. But not on the 90 and the 270. So for the 90, we'll place here, it will intersect here, it will pass here, the wave. And then for 270, let us put here the point because the wave will pass here. And finally, our wave will end here. So let us graph from here. So we have this one, curve it. Let it pass through the 180 and then a small curve here and then goes to the 360 degrees. And this is the graph of our y equals sine x. You can graph until here only because that is until 360 degrees only. Okay. So how can we describe the symmetry of this graph? Now, the symmetry of this graph is symmetrical at the center 180 degrees, and there will be two symmetry, 1 and 2. So for II, we have two rotational symmetry. Rotational symmetry at point 0 here and 180 degrees. Okay. Letter B, solve for sine x minus 1 is equal to 2 for this one. So for this one, transpose 1 there. So we have 4 sine x is equal to 2 plus 1. And then we have 4 sine x is equal to 3. Then we remove the 4. We divide this by 4. We divide this by 4. So we have here, cancel here. We have sine x is equal to 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. Now, get x. X now is equal to arc sine or sine negative 1 of 0.75, and x is equal to 48.6 degrees. So that is in the first quadrant. So if you are going to draw that one here, So this one is 48.6 degrees. That is in the first quadrant. Now, that is positive because we have cosine is positive here. All functions are positive here. Sine is positive here. Tangent is positive here. Therefore, we will get the angle here. This related angle. So if this 48.6, this one is 48.6 also. To find this beta, which is the related angle of 48.6 in the second quadrant, so we just subtract it from 180 degrees. We have 48.6. So we have 1, this one is 4, we have 9, 1, so we have 7, 3, so we have 131.4 degrees. So we have two values of x, 48.6 degrees and 131.4 degrees, in which sine here and sine there, they are all both the same, equal and positive. So we have number 8, Ci. Write x squared plus 10x plus 14 in the form x plus a to the second power plus b. So let's have this one. Plus 10x. Now this one, class, is not a perfect square trinomial. We will make here a perfect square trinomial, and then we will transform that one into a square of binomial. So here we will find the last term or the third term of our trinomial so that it will be a perfect square. So 14, we'll move the 14 to the right, and whatever the value of the last term, we will subtract that one also so that our expression will not change its value. So what is this term here? To get this term, we get the numerical coefficient of x, or the middle term, and then we divide it by 2. After dividing by 2, we square it. This. So here we have 10 over 2 is 5, and then square it, and then 5 times 5 is 25, and this 25 is to be added here and to be subtracted here. So we are really adding 0, and then after that one, we group this one. This one is a perfect square trinomial, and then we factor this one, and we get the square of binomial. The square root of x squared is x, and this one is plus, so this one is plus. The square root of 25 is 5. And then write the squared here, and 14 minus 25 is minus 11. So now this equation now is in the form of x plus a squared plus b. This is our a, this is our b. So what is this one? What is the vertex form? The vertex form of our parabola, if we are going to have our parabola, is this: y is equal to x minus h to the second power plus the constant. And what is this h and what is this k? This h and k are the coordinates of the vertex, or the coordinates of the turning point. So here, this is our vertex, which is also the turning point, and this one is, the h here is -5. We change the sign because that is the formula, minus. And then we have -11. Do not change the sign of 11 because that's plus. So this is the coordinates of our turning points. Now if I are going to graph that one, here 0. Now we have -5, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11. So this one is the lowest point. Our parabola opens upward because this one is positive. So this one is really like that one. Okay. So our parabola will be like this. Something like this. Okay.